think John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time?
You know, you guys
explain your answer.
Yeah, you guys always do that. And honestly, you really can't deny his greatness, right? Look at what he's done. The guy has now fought. He really has fought through 3 generations of fighter. He fought that early generation with Machida and them. He went through my generation, and now he's fighting a whole nother generation of guys. So yeah, of course, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
I feel like there's a but. I feel like there's a but.
But when you do dirty shit, you don't get to be called the greatest of all time.
Dominic Cruz released a statement saying, "To the fans worldwide, I have poured every ounce of myself into this sport for the last 25 years. I was really hopeful for one final fight, but unfortunately, 2 shoulder dislocations in 8 months calls an end to this guy's career. I gave everything I had and put it into preparation and training for this fight, focusing on my cardio and my body for the past year. But sometimes the body just doesn't cooperate. The pain isn't as bad now that my shoulder is back in place, but the second dislocation was far more complicated than the first. This sport has been everything to me. It's helped to shape who I am. Thank you to the UFC for building this platform and paving the way for fighters like myself and so many others. UFC broke barriers to set the stage not just for us as fighters, also for every MMA sports organization that followed them across the bridge created throughout politics in order to allow our sport to take place legally in the United States and now the world. I am incredibly grateful to everyone who booked tickets, hotels, and flights to support me. Thank you all for being there through every moment, every victory, and every challenge. You've made this journey unforgettable. Thank you for the love and support. I will carry it with me always."
So if I stay in the 145 division, I will do that. I don't want to do it again because I like Volk and I know what's going to happen if we face each other again.
You think it's the same thing?
Yeah, of course it's the same thing. You know, as I always say, I represent the new generation of mixed martial arts. I bring a different type of game that he's not used to. So I know what's going to happen. Maybe the next time, instead of knock him out, I will submit him. So maybe I'm going to change that to have different type of clips.
Olivia, why not take a picture? You like it? You like it? Turn around, ready?
I don't know. I just know from PR what they believe about Jack.
Kill him!
Good.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You got one fight left. Is there a perfect matchup, an ideal scenario to get you back inside the octagon?
Yeah, and I wish I could tell you more. I actually been having calls every week with the UFC, but it's looking like summer in New Orleans is close to happening for my retirement fight. My pay-per-view in New Orleans this summer would be incredible. That's what I'm pushing for. That's what the UFC is working towards, and things are getting pretty close.
No better way to go out than that.
Lay the gloves down where it all started in Louisiana would be an honor for me. Hopefully we get an announcement soon so I can stop beating around the bush on these interviews because I would love to talk about my last fight, where it's going to be, who it's going to be, and then what date exactly it's going to be.
Not going to be a rematch for anybody that you faced before? Some new blood for you?
My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Are you looking to make your UFC return in April?
April be good. The UFC hasn't confirmed it, so April, International Fight Week, any one of those will work for me, you know?
But you want to come back full time or just for a fight? Or
No, full time. Get at least a good 2-3 fights in there, brother.
Why do you feel like you left and now you want to come back? Because I feel like you left, I still think you had so much left in the gas tank.
I had a lot of injuries at the time, and just the way things are going on the personal, mental, and it was 20 years already at that moment when I retired. And I started in that city. I was kind of like, man, I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, bro, I don't feel the same, you know? But then after that, I got offered this boxing match, and I moved from Miami, Florida to Vegas, and I stayed there for about 6 months just to train for this boxing match. And I really, really, really got in great shape, you know? Back home in Miami, my schedule's a little different. I have my kids a lot of the times, but in Vegas, I was just like training, you know, and recuperating and training, and I got myself in like really good shape.
Smack in the center of the octagon right now. Cheeky trip attempt.
This is where Mahov's team said they wanted the fight. They wanted to get in.
Izzy was doing everything. He's doing what he needed to do. He looked good. He looked sharp. He looked fast. Izzy was landing. Izzy was trying to keep him off balance. He attempted a couple takedowns early in the fight, Henry, as you saw. That kind of puts little things in your head. Izzy gets poked in the eye, chooses to continue, switches stances, and then he mob off. He's very sneaky with that right hand. Comes over the top, lands it flush. He wasn't out of there, but that follow-up put him down completely.
You said something that hit the nail on the head, Kamar, and I'm glad you kind of brought it up. It's he switched stance like in Fight Zone. He was southpaw, he threw the kick, and then he switched stance, then he switched stance again. And when he switched stance again, Imavov just freaking catch him with that overhand right, and that's pretty much all she wrote. It only takes one hand in mixed martial arts. It's not boxing, it's not kickboxing. That 4-ounce glove changes everything. I feel like Izzy is still dangerous. I feel like to me, is like this was one of the fights where he just got caught.
Both guys look good. Shout out to Imavov. He's definitely elevated himself to that very, very short list, Henry, of potential next contender for that title.
All right, let me just address this once and leave it at that. A lot of people been calling, and first of all, I'm fine. This is martial arts training. I've been training martial arts for 15 years. I can tell you how many times I've seen people get knocked out, submitted, arms broken, cut up. This is what we do. This is what happens into the gym. And whoever posted that video is a fucking rat, a scumbag, a weasel, all of that. No honor, no respect, none of it. There's certain codes that go on in these gyms that you just don't break. Showing just a small clip like that for the world to see is one of them. And second, one of the hardest things to learn in martial arts is self-control. So anybody who's ever trained and knows what they're looking at can look at that clip and see I'm not trying to land a knee. I was deep into the session, and I don't think my partner was liking the way things was going. He was a little hyped up and pissed off, but I wasn't trying to land that knee. If you look at it, you can tell if I wanted to land a knee, I would have jumped into him. Instead, I jumped straight up and put the knee right in front of his face. And when I landed, he threw a shot and it's all good. I wasn't tripping. This happened a minute ago. You can ask anybody. I wasn't tripping on it. But what does piss me off is posting it without full context, without the full round in there, and just leaving people who don't know what the f they looking at to make up their own stories. I got word that the kid has been banned from the gym, and I just want to say is not on the gym at all. Brought in some random guy from Russia that I didn't even know was filming on the sidelines, and that's what turned this into that. But anybody who's ever trained with me or watched me train knows my only goal in any training session is to make my training partner better. That's it. We professionals, and this is what we do to entertain the world and provide for our family. Hold that code to the utmost respect. I'm not changing the way that I train because of this. And I'm gonna try and maintain my integrity, even though it pisses me the f off. I ain't gonna lie to you.
been in pain. I just feel everything.